Three alleged goat thieves arrested in Manchester. 3 men were arrested after they were reportedly found with 5 stolen goats in their possession in downtown Manchester on Saturday morning. A police source said a farmer reported that 5 goats were stolen from a property in Alligator, Manchester sometime Friday night. The police, acting on information, went to the area about 8 a.m. where they saw 4 men and the stolen goats. 3 of the men were apprehended while the 4th man ran and escaped. 4 of the 5 goats were found alive and the farmer alerted. A police source said 2 of the men are aged 28 while the 3rd person is a 59-year-old man. The men are from the communities of Sea Area and Precious Lane, all near Manchester and St. Elizabeth border. This latest recovery of stolen goats is the 3rd Prada larceny bust in the past month in Manchester. On February 1, 3 men were arrested and charged after they were found with over 600 pounds of stolen carrots and Irish potatoes. On January 23rd, 3 men were arrested and charged after they were found with a stolen ram goat. 25-year-old accused of stabbing man during altercation. A man has been charged after he and his accomplice allegedly stabbed a man during an altercation on Gold Street in Kingston Saturday, November 18, 2023. Charged is 25-year-old Tyreek Edwards, a block builder off Antigua Road in Kingston. He is charged with wounding with intent. Reports from the Central Police are that about 9:30 p.m., Edwards and his co-accused had an altercation with a man, during which they held the man and inflicted stab wounds to his back. The complainant escaped and reported the matter. He was taken to hospital where he was admitted in serious condition. On Wednesday, February 7, Edwards was arrested and subsequently charged following a question and answer interview. His court date is being finalized. St. Elizabeth teacher freed of child cruelty charges. A St. Elizabeth teacher whose adopted daughter accused her of abuse wept openly on Tuesday when she was freed of child cruelty charges in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. The 64-year-old teacher was freed after Parish Judge Dion Lawrence Pivot upheld a no-case submission by attorney at law Matthew Hyatt during the trial and returned a not guilty verdict. The prosecution's case was that sometime between 2014 and 2021, the teacher mentally and physically assaulted the 14-year-old complainant, causing pain and suffering. The complainant, who was adopted at the age of 4 when her biological mother died, is also alleged to have run away from home because of the abuse. During the trial, the complainant, who is now 17 years old, gave evidence that she was beaten daily for the simplest things and that she was sometimes beaten with rags, poles, and wooden spoon. She also claimed that the beating would last 3 to 5 minutes long and complained that she was forced to clean the kitchen cob. But under cross-examination, several discrepancies and inconsistencies were uncovered. The complainant admitted that it was her father who had beaten her on the night she ran away from the home. The defense also suggested that the child was not only dishonest, but that she acted out of malice because her adopted mother had reprimanded her for stealing $12,000. Meanwhile, the judge in upholding the no-case submission said there were certain inconsistencies and discrepancies which go to the root of the cause, which the witness was not able to rehabilitate herself after the case. Curfew imposed in sections of Kingston 16. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Brownstown, Kingston 16. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Friday, February 9, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday, February 11. The boundaries of the curfew are north along Cumberland Avenue and Lincoln Avenue from Upper Elliston Road to North Avenue, east along North Avenue from Cumberland Avenue to West Avenue, south along Windward Road from West Avenue to Upper Elliston Road, west along Upper Elliston Road from Windward Road to Cumberland Avenue. During the curfew, all persons are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Senate passes bill for Electoral Commission to assume political ombudsman role despite objections. Despite objection from the opposition, government senators used their majority to push forward the debate on the political ombudsman bill and eventually passed it. 8 members voted in support of the Political Ombudsman Amendment Act 2024, while 6 voted against it. The vote follows objection from the opposition, who questioned the urgency to table and debate the bill. Defending the government's decision to proceed with the bill, Senator Ransford Burham noted that the bill was just over 100 words and would have been available since its tabling in the lower house for members to review. Responding to the question of the urgency of the bill, he noted that the local government elections in a few weeks is best to have a body in place to carry out the functions of the political ombudsman.
The bill was placed in the other place 2 weeks ago and was available since then. It seems to me, though, to say that you haven't had enough time to consider this short bill is opportunistic at best. Also, the concept that the bill is encapsulating today has been on the table for some time, and so its concept is not new. So when you look at all of that, Mr. President, but for an opportunity, the bill could easily well be debated and passed today. Well, what is the bill purporting to do? It is dealing, Mr. President, with whether or not the powers of the Ombudsman should be transferred to the Electoral Commission. And if that happens, then the Electoral Commission will assume those functions and will be able to carry out those functions leading into this election that is set to take place on the 26th. If that is not done, then there will be no ombudsman in place or body to carry out that function. Since the role is of such importance and that we would like to have some consideration of these matters, it would seem to me that the election being at the end of the month, it makes the situation urgent.
Woman accused of stealing nearly $300,000 from Piggy Bank. A woman accused of stealing nearly $300,000 from the Piggy Bank of her spouse's 8-year-old daughter was brought before the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday. However, she said she has been falsely accused as punishment for attempting to flee an abusive relationship. Suzette Campbell of Anchor St. James appeared before presiding judge Sasha Marie Smith-Ashley, charged with simple larceny. The incident allegedly occurred while she was living with her common-law partner. Attorney at law Parish watched the proceedings on behalf of the complainant, while attorney Shanika Jackson has accepted an assignment to represent Campbell. According to court documents, on November 11, sometime before 9:49 a.m., the couple was at home in Anchor St. James with the complainant's 8-year-old daughter. Sometime after 9:49 a.m., the complainant left the house to go to the supermarket. While on the road, he received a call from Campbell, but when he returned home, she was nowhere to be found and his daughter was locked inside. He checked the room and discovered that it has been ransacked and that his Samsung Galaxy mobile phone has gone missing. However, Campbell eventually returned the phone. It is also alleged that the complainant had a piggy bank in which he saved for his daughter. When that piggy bank was checked, it was discovered that US $826 and Jamaican $169,450 has gone missing. The matter was reported to the police and Campbell was subsequently arrested. When cautioned, she reportedly said, "He brought me the phone as a gift officer and lied about not buying me anything. I swear to God, I never took any money from the piggy bank." In her defense, Campbell stated in the court that while the complainant reported to the police was not the factual. "There was no money in the piggy bank. He lives with me and has abused, beaten, and done all sorts of things to me. I wanted to leave because I'm tired of it. I waited until he left for the supermarket and then I tried to escape. But because I did not return, he made those allegations against me claiming I took his money. It's nothing like that," Campbell stated. The couple was then referred to mediation session with a facilitator who was represented in court. Unfortunately, the session yielded no positive results and the case is now being prepared for trial. Meanwhile, the court was told that the file was almost complete with the prosecution only awaiting the arrest officer's statement. The case was set for mention on February 27 and Campbell's bail was extended. Woman collapses while worshipping. The family of a senior citizen who collapsed while worshipping in church 2 months ago and had to undergo emergency surgery is seeking the public's assistance in clearing a hefty medical bill left behind at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. 62-year-old Olive Cole's relatives sold warm meals to raise funds used to make over $1 million down payment to the hospital, but now they owe $1.5 million for the surgery done last month. The children are asking if anybody could reach out and try and help us to gather some funds to go forward, appealed her 70-year-old husband, Lasville Kroll, a retired hotel worker. Samrita Kroll Coleman explained to reporters that the hospital decided to go ahead with the surgery after a down payment was made because there was hemorrhaging occurring in her mother's brain. It is best and advisable to have the surgery done within 48 hours of the incident happening. She did not get the surgery done until almost 2 months later. The incident happened on December 10 and she got the surgery done on January 24. So, we still have the balance of the bill to cover at the hospital, she stated. He said even though his wife is alert and speaking, she has lost some memory, and the hope is that she will gradually regain her memory. She's a retired post office worker. The family's nightmare all started on December 10 when Olive went to church, as she always does. While worshipping, she reportedly paused to have a drink, but things went downhill shortly. She began vomiting, then she collapsed and had to be rushed to Omega Private Hospital in Negril. She was revived and was speaking, but due to underlying chronic diseases of hypertension and diabetes, the hospital sought to do a CT scan, which indicated that she was emerging in 2 sections of the brain. She was rushed to the Conner Regional Hospital in St. James, where she was comatose for a day. The hospital did a test which confirmed the original diagnosis from Omega. A digital subtraction test was done at UHWI on January 9 and identified the ruptured vessels. However, the hospital was unable to perform the critical surgery because of a reported lack of specialists who could perform the medical procedure. As a result, Olive was transferred to the UHWI. With surgery now successfully out of the way, the family has turned its attention to clearing its hospital expenses. They have planned another war meal sale, which will be hosted in the Square Sports Bar in Orange Hill, Negril on February 16. The family is asking the public support. In addition, Paul Coleman, who is currently overseas, has organized several channels where people wish to offer support can do so. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.